Hi guys, ECSports. The next episode, I like that better.
Me too.
What we got?
We got Jerry Jones versus Roger Goodell. No, it's not a football game, but it sounds like one.
Yeah.
I love it. Laughable and ridiculous. Next, we have the 72.
72.
The 7-2 Rams, led by their 31-year-old coach.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Dude is young as fuck.
It's pretty badass. Pretty cool team. Young guys, young coach, a lot of swag. Next, we have Thursday Night Football, possibly the worst game on television.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into it. We're basically bringing it up based upon the injuries it causes, the lack of rest, everything.
Right.
So we'll get into that.
Then we're going to get into our Bulls horrific / Meritic / Bobby Portis saga. And then we will close it up with, we were at the game and we got a chance to chop it up with Chris Dunn a bit.
Yeah, we'll show his interview. It was Anthony's, first official interview. I threw a question in, and don't forget we got to talk about what we were trying to do with the interview.
Right.
It was lobs.
Right, I was...
But we'll get into it later.
Right.
On what we were trying to do. But let's start with Jerry. You brought this up.
Yeah. So, obviously there's a lot of speculation already on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
With the whole Zeke Elliott type scenario.
Who's finally done.
He even gave up on it.
Yeah, he's given up.
6 games, done.
Yeah.
It's funny, they lost and then gave up.
Interesting.
Right. Anyways.
Yeah.
We then get to Jerry Jones Goodell. So, Jerry Jones is, he's going about this, he's going to try to sue the league or Goodell in some sort of fashion, the league, for renewing the contract of Roger Goodell.
In essence, in layman's terms, yes.
So then Goodell says, I will remove you from the league.
There's a bylaw in our contracts that states we can remove if you're detrimental to the success of the league.
And then Jerry says, well, sir, that's absolutely laughable and ridiculous.
Exactly. And
Which it is.
He is right, because let's think about it.
Makes
you
no
know
sense.
how much, first of all, he has the money for the litigation to go until Goodell's grandkids are grown. That's never going to happen. You can talk about it all you want.
It's a $5 billion man.
Yes. I've been into Cowboy Stadium. It's sick in a good way. The place is sick.
It's Jerry's world. You can't throw Jerry out of his own world.
I probably should know this, but where did is his money family? Is it real estate?
He's an oil man.
He's oil. Gotcha.
He's Texas oil.
All right, makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Texan.
The whole, basically, for those that don't know, he is tired of Goodell's overriding ways of how he does things. And at the end of the day, sorry guys, we're straight up gangster. We're watching a movie in the background, but you can hear us.
That's what we do.
Yeah. So his main focus is to try to get Goodell out, and it goes to like life. It's human nature. They don't want someone that's gonna implement discipline.
Correct.
Do I have a problem with Goodell? Honestly, I don't. I think implementing discipline in a situation where the inmates are running the asylum.
Don't say. You can't say that. That's racist. A black guy just said that.
Is necessary. Okay? So I respect the guy. Sometimes people have to realize that there's a boss for a reason. In my day job, I happen to be the boss or manager. So you have to understand that there are people set in place to make sure that the ship is running correctly. Unfortunately, you can't have 18 chiefs.
Don't say that.
You'll
have the Iroquois
situation. I know.
knocking on your door.
Or the
Right.
But it's just, we're not trying to make fun, but sometimes it's over It's crazy how much people just go so in depth when there's so many other things to be pissed off about. You're making a mockery of the First Amendment first and foremost. So freedom of speech is just out of the window, especially for something like that. Yes, there are words, and we all know the words that are very fucked up to use, and then there's some where you're just building a freaking bridge of bullshit.
Right.
So, in essence, Jerry Jones doesn't like that. NFL says, well, we're going to do this. Jerry Jones laughs. And we're in a situation that we are now, to where the NFL is at the lowest ratings that they've had. And honestly, it's going to segue into what we were talking about, which is Thursday Night Football.
Thursday night.
Why is that the worst night of football?
It's the worst. Okay. So Thursday night went from Thursday Night Football. Then it went from Thursday Night Football without enough recovery time. Then it went from Thursday Night Football without enough recovery time to Thursday Night Football with injuries. To detrimental ones that blow teams' seasons.
Hence, Seattle just lost Richard Sherman.
Then now it turns into Thursday Night Football, which produces injuries based off not enough recovery time. But you know what we're going to add to that? We are going to take two teams. One without enough recovery time. If they played on Monday night, they especially don't have enough recovery time.
Yeah.
And we're going to throw them in a conference game.
That actually matters.
Right. All these games are crazy.
But
They're
hey,
crazy.
at least they get to wear their pretty
The color
uniforms.
rush.
The color rushes.
We got the Color Rush Bills versus the Color Rush Jets. Both out of the same conference. And then we get Seattle versus
The Cardinals.
the Cardinals, both in the same conference.
Color rush.
Color Rush. But they wore the cool
Yeah.
unis.
Yeah.
Cool unis while you blew out your Achilles.
And he knew it on the sidelines. You could see him mouthing to his guys. I
I'm
tore
done
my
for the year.
Achilles.
Right. I'm done
Is
for the
that is that the exact reason?
It's the dumbest thing.
Probably. You'll never know. That's just like saying
Maybe if he played on Sunday, it didn't
exactly.
happen.
Did Derrick Rose tear his ACL because Tibbs left him in the game? I say yes. Somebody else says no.
3 more days to
But-
recover?
The recovery time is necessary and detrimental. We're not talking about Pop Warner.
No.
We're talking about NFL. We're talking about grown men who are demolishing each other.
Yeah, for those of you who do not know, sorry to cut you off.
No.
The average player in the game of football, the amount of times he gets hit in a game is equivalent, I don't know if you even know this, to being in a fatal car crash.
Yes. I saw that.
So on Monday you're in a fatal car crash, and then on Thursday we'll put you in another one.
Non-stop. It just doesn't stop. Sunday,
Tuesday,
even
Wednesday, 3 days of rest if you play on Monday
if
night.
you play Sunday night, because I don't know if they've done Monday and a Thursday, but I know they have done Sunday.
Yeah, of
If you
course.
play a Sunday 3:00 game,
You're done.
you're home at 8. You know what? Oh, you got a game in 4 days. How does that sound?
You might not even be home today. You
Yeah.
might have to get on the plane.
And you know what people are gonna say? Oh, they're millionaires. Who cares? Blah,
Yeah, but
blah,
it's
blah.
still
They know what
a
they're getting.
human being's
It's a
body.
human being. It's just like when you say, "Oh, my fantasy team's fucked up because Sherman's out." Come on, bro. Really? This dude is playing with. They have to rest. They have Monday off, and then they got to get ready at Tuesday and Wednesday, and then they got to fly to where they got to go on Thursday.
It's unbelievable.
It's all about money. It's stupid as fuck. And I don't understand why the NFL is continuously doing it, because it doesn't make any sense.
0 cents.
Yeah.
It's, you know what it's for? It's for it's for the commish
Yeah.
to bring home that $50 million a year.
Raji, baby.
Everyone's watching it for the unis this time around. But then, like I said, they're throwing in conference games, which guess what that brings? More viewers. More people who actually care about a game because it's a meaningful one.
Yeah.
Whereas they used to put these shit ones on there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bad games at that.
right.
Like, oh, Thursday, we got to see the Miami Dolphins play.
The Browns.
Come on, bro.
Right.
So, you know, the Thursday night, hopefully sooner or later people will get it where it is. On Sunday night, I get it, but stop with the Thursday, please.
Yeah, the Thursday's bad.
What we got next?
Next, we're going to get into the Bulls. Let's first...
Actually, let's go here. We're going to knock the Bulls up.
You want to go into... Okay. We're going to go into the 7-2 Rams of LA, led by their 31-year-old coach,
Dude's young.
McVay.
What do you think is it because Goff was there last year? Is it the situation where the coach was
Development.
just development, right?
Right. Here's my thing. So I don't know if you watched, but not this summer. The last summer, the Rams were the Hard Knocks team,
I watched every episode.
and he looked horrible.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like,
Do you think they gave him enough opportunity? Or
I
you
do,
just don't
because I think
he's
he
ready?
played a serious role in that season. I mean, he was
Yeah.
getting a shitload of reps going in and out because, let's face it, the starter was Case Keenum, actually.
Yeah.
He was dominating
From Minnesota.
Yeah. But he was horrible on the Rams, which now we have a second case.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that until I just thought about it.
What?
Another guy who could have been playing like shit because of the coach.
Yeah.
Now you got two quarterbacks who played bad
But this is my
last year who played good this year with a different coach. I don't know.
What was the coach's name? It just lost me. That coach.
George.
He's still living.
George.
No, it's Kevin.
No.
Keith.
Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher. I think
Every time I think of Jeff Fisher, I think of Jeff George.
Okay, because they look alike too.
Right.
But he got his job based upon a team that he coached that got to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
didn't win,
Right.
and
And
he
they had
just-
awesome players.
and he had great players. But that's what he did, and he's
Right.
living off of that legacy.
Right.
And you just said it. You got Case Keenum, and then you got another guy who wasn't developed at all. And I
Jared
don't even
Goff,
think he played. Guys on the freaking fantasy team, but I can't remember his name. The running back.
Gurley.
Gurley.
Horrible last year.
Yeah.
Horrible. I drafted him first pick.
Now he's killing.
Killing.
So it might be the coaching. You know, you got rid of the old school situation, and then you got a young.
And that's the thing,
fresh.
is I was having this conversation, and it's like the old school coaches, dude, the wheels are falling off.
There's no old school coaches out here.
They're falling off.
It's a wrap, bro.
I mean, you got Tomlin, Young, they're dominating. Andy Reid is still in the league, and of
Yeah.
course Bill, but those are iconic coaches. But then you got this guy with the Rams, you got this guy with the Eagles.
Yeah.
He's
Peterson.
doing Peterson. He's doing awesome.
He's a backup quarterback. A lot
Right.
of backup quarterbacks are great coaches. Harbaugh,
Yeah.
Peterson.
Right.
You know.
But the thing is, the team is so young that I think this young guy who's coaching without this like stern mentality,
Yeah. It's like free.
I think they're just having a lot of fun.
Yeah. And
And
they
the
like.
shit's clicking.
And he's closer to them in age too. He's
Right.
not.
Exactly.
"Rah, you're a rookie.
Right. Right.
You know.
But it's crazy though. I'll be the first to admit it. So I watched that season of Hard Knocks.
I
And
love that. I love that show.
me too. I love it.
It's amazing.
One of my favorites actually. And he's playing, and he's just not playing good. And then I see this segment of he stays after practice, and he throws these back corner fade routes to the end zone. No defenders.
Yeah.
It's him and Brian Quick was the receiver, and he was having a hard time. He was having a hard time even putting the ball in bounds
Yeah.
in the back corner against no defense.
At all.
And they showed this segment for 10 minutes of him struggling. And I could never see, I don't care, Tom Brady's my favorite of all time. If I see a 10-minute segment of him not being able to hit unguarded receivers in the
I'm
back of the
surprised
end
they
zone.
let that like air.
Right.
That was some bad
Right.
footage.
They basically said, we want you guys to watch how terrible he is.
This is a number. He was number one, right? It was him and then
Number one.
North Dakota.
But he's having an awesome year, and
Yeah,
he's
both of
surrounded.
them are. What's the other? Why can't I think of his name?
Which
Been
guy?
there, Ertz, the
Zach
quarterback.
Ertz.
The quarterback though, for the Eagles.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, he went second, right?
He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Top 5
So you
He's
gotta
top 5
say,
right now.
as of right now, this draft,
Yeah.
is looking good on a very short end of the stick. 'Cause
Yeah.
both of those teams are what?
7-2
Hey, Chef, haven't
and
seen you in a while.
7-2 and 8-1, I believe.
That's pretty good, bro.
Solid.
That's sick.
Both
actually.
have good defense, though.
Yeah,
Remember that.
totally.
Both have a great run game. You got Jay Ajayi and Todd Gurley now.
Yeah. It's nice. It's good to hear.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's awesome.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate that.
Jake Jones, thanks, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, great run game, great defense, and both the quarterbacks are doing the same exact thing right now. They're not turning the ball over, which is key. It will keep you in this league for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
If you turn the ball over, you'll be gone.
Period.
Period. Unless you're Jay Cutler, then you just make more money when you turn the ball over.
But that's your guy.
It is my
Smoking
guy.
Jay.
That's why he's my guy.
Smoking
He's the only
Jay,
guy who
baby.
turns the ball over 25 times per season and gets paid more the following.
And
That's
he
having
doesn't
a-
have to be. And he
he's-
doesn't have to be in shape. Isn't that what he told us?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have to be in shape.
So we're gonna use the last about 12 minutes to get into a couple of things. 10 talking, and then we'll show our interview with
Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn, who's a very good interview, by the way.
He is
Pretty.
pretty intelligent.
So let's get into. We've talked about this. I think the last 3 of them. It's a big thing. 'cause
We did,
we
but now
cover
it's
them. So I mean, you're gonna get a lot about that.
Right.
I mean,
even though
obviously,
they're bad.
we're giving Steak 48 a lot of press too, because we're gonna be there on Anthony. We'll wait to the and I don't want to.
Chef
Whenever
Brian,
he's ready.
Chef Brian's gonna whip it up
Yeah,
for you.
whenever he's
I'm
ready.
ready to almost say that you might be right. It's
You-
so rough.
he's watching.
It's so rough.
It's bad, and just to hear Neil Funk. That's in addition to listening to Neil Funk. They're bad right now, man.
The Bulls, they're horrible.
But the good thing is I've been here before. There's a light at the end of the tunnel if they do.
There
right.
is.
Unfortunately, the last light at the end of the tunnel, they had a really good front office, regardless of what you think. Because I was actually there when Cross was there.
Right.
You know, you don't gotta like Cross, but you gotta respect that.
Yeah, he turned it around.
You know.
I will say though, we are playing without Levine right now, and I'm not saying it makes a difference. I'm not saying it makes a difference at all.
Okay.
But you could take Dunn, Levine,
How'd you like Levine's outfit?
the Inspector Gadget trench coat.
Yeah, with the boots, he had a blouse, Inspector
Blouse,
Gadget.
boots, and the Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
It was,
So,
it was bad.
why you think messing with blouse? I'm sorry, Nacho Libre reference. But
But I will
We're
say
gonna-
those 3 guys, I mean, they do bring a little bit of life once they all get on the court together.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you acquire some other good guys.
they're not gonna acquire anyone else, at least this season.
No.
No one's gonna rush to Chicago in free agency. So
Right.
please, let's not go there again like all Chicago
No,
fans do.
we won't.
Especially
We won't,
Harry,
because that's not happening.
this guy. But Nico's come back, our favorite player.
So Nico's back.
His jaw is unwired. He's eating solids foods.
He's back.
But he's talked to everyone
Except
for Bobby.
my boy Bobby P.
This is the thing, man. That's a dramatic situation that it's easy to say, why don't you trade him? But what everybody doesn't realize is, what was his contract? 2
$28
years,
mil.
28 mil.
He's making Rondo money last year.
Listen, a
14 a
real
year.
NBA team, unless they are ridiculously desperate and have this money,
Are not-
they're not gonna give you any. First of all, they're not gonna give you any good assets because they know the Bulls and Nico don't want to be together. That's first and foremost. It's just like Jahlil Okafor in Philly. He hasn't gotten traded yet because, first of all, he's not that good.
Right.
And second of all, everybody knows that he doesn't want to be there and Philly doesn't want him. The only reason Bledsoe is in Milwaukee is he's a good player.
He is
And
good.
That's
a
why.
big pickup.
Yeah, that's why. You're talking about a dichotomy of this guy ain't shit, and that guy is good.
What's
so
funny is he
we'll
probably
give you what
would have
you
got
need.
traded to to a good team as like a stretch 4 off the bench, you
Yeah.
know, like a Boris Diaw type
Mhm.
role.
Yeah.
Even though he can't rebound like Boris, but he could stretch the floor out late in the game.
But that.
But then his contract got too big, so no one's gonna eat that to have a stretch 4 off the bench.
So what do you think it's petty of him to not talk, or do you think it's him having very strong feelings of this is the guy that assaulted me, so to speak?
Right.
I don't want to talk to him. Why does he have to be the bigger guy? He got pretty much beat up.
He really doesn't. As
He
much as I
doesn't,
don't like
bro.
him, he doesn't have to
As
say
much
shit.
as I don't like him, he doesn't. So you can't be mad. You can't call him a bitch or a pussy.
And
Like,
Bobby's out here saying, "Listen, bro, I got suspended. I was over at Oak Park River Forest, and I was up in Maywood. Did you see that?
no, what happened?
Yeah, you know, in my 8-game stint, you know, I was up in Oak Park River Forest. I was up in Maywood. You know, we were running games. He was playing pickup
He's playing pickup ball.
in Maywood
Oh,
in OPRF.
yeah, because his Bulls ain't shit without him. I'm sure he wouldn't say that. Yeah. So that's you know, but
We're not gonna get into that.
No, the whole thing is, I can't blame Nico for not wanting to be honest. Like we said before, dude didn't want to be here anymore.
No,
The only guy that he really got along with was
Jimmy, is what we were told.
Jimmy's that exactly. Jimmy bounced. Jimmy's moved on. Nico came from overseas under a lot of fanfare, which goes back to our previous episodes where we talked about how LeVar Ball is affecting his kids.
Right. He is.
Nico got affected by people calling him the next this, the next that. That's why I don't like to.
What was he, next Dirk or something?
Yeah. I don't like the next whatever. That's why I want Markkanen to just play his game. Don't be,
Right.
talked
The
about
next Dirk
as
again.
the next whoever.
He's the next Dirk again.
Yeah, and it's like, why can't he be the next? It's like almost like people just look at the physicality of a player. That's why you got the Ingram versus Durant comparison.
Right.
Just because Markkanen's white and 7 foot doesn't mean he has to be fucking Dirk.
Right.
Like,
Right, with a
you don't have to
jumper.
pick a white guy, a black guy. He can have the same game as a black dude too. You know, let's spread it out. It's
Right.
2017, you fucking idiots. So that's my main issue with that is, Nico's from overseas, so let's compare him to
the German.
German.
The other 7-foot German who shoots
Come on,
threes.
man, it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So Markkanen should just play his game,
Definitely.
do his thing, and then everything else will come as it comes.
Right.
Other than that, it's like, stop. He
I know
is
it's
who he
funny
is.
because you get these comparisons, and I will say this right now, and I don't care if anyone disagrees. Lauri Markkanen actually drives the lane right now, rookie season, better than Dirk ever did.
That's true.
So, exactly, it goes back to he's Dirk because he shoots threes and he's tall
Yeah,
and white.
that's stupid.
But he's not because he drives the lane and has ball. He can handle the ball, so he's not Dirk.
So my thing is, another thing that I look at is, what do you think about, I think the other night of the game we said, he has to do this, but Fast Freddy's continuous changing of, like, last week he started Quincy Poindexter.
Yep. Did you see Blakely played all night tonight?
Yeah. And Blakely, who hasn't played at all.
Right.
All
He
year.
was a DNP.
actually, yeah.
And he played great tonight,
Yeah.
and then
Not
afterwards...
tonight, but last Wednesday. You know what I mean? Last Wednesday against OKC.
Oh,
But you know what I mean?
yeah.
This dude's everywhere. He's a busy guy. But at the end of the day,
He said...
he didn't play Holiday at all. He was out. But
And then did you see he got praise after the game? He's going to be in the lineup for now.
like me.
That's what he said after the game.
Remember
last
when we
week.
saw him at the fucking...
I told you he was a funny
I was
dude.
like, who the fuck is that guy?
He's funny as hell.
Really?
Yeah. But that's what he said after the game last weekend. He's like, he's going to see some minutes in the lineup. And then he goes, for now.
He just
That's
likes
reassuring.
He likes the
That's
control.
reassuring for the young guy.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, so we're gonna lead into this one. We got about 5 minutes,
Right.
3 minutes. So we talked to Chris Dunn about a few things. We kind of purposely lob pitched him some questions to throw his team.
And his coach.
To throw his team and his coach under the bus. Because Fred pretty much said, yeah, if he got rid of the 4 turnovers, man.
He had a great game.
He had a good game.
16, 5, and 4, 33 minutes off the bench.
This is
Fred
like-
just absolutely, the whole press conference, he's just...
Maybe we can play Fred's comments too. I think I recorded those. If I can find them. He pretty much said if he stopped wrapping the ball around his waist and just played basketball, he would play more.
I thought he played well, but he did turn the ball
And you
over
can
4
see
times.
his demeanor was like almost angry.
Jabbing.
Like he was jabbing him. Like, yeah, I mean, he'll play more if he does this. So
Right.
what we're going to do is we're going to show you the interview for Chris Dunn that we had when he played the Pacers.
Yeah.
Anthony starts, I finish. We asked him like a few questions. Like we literally were just, all right, let's see if he'll answer this one. Like,
Right.
Threw some lob pitch fucking questions.
It was a
him to
perfect
easily-
timing.
Yeah, the kid fucking answered them perfectly. We'll let you guys see. Check it out.
Check it out. Thanks, Chris. 16, 5, and 4 ended off the bench. I thought you played really well. I thought there was a lot of energy with you on the floor, 33 minutes of play. However, Coach Fred talked a lot about the 4 turnovers that you had. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, I mean, as a point guard, you can't have those turnovers, and that's something I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to slow my game down so I won't have that many turnovers. Today, it just bit me. But I've been working on it, practicing, trying to build good habits in practice. So, I'm gonna try to look at the film and try to, fix those problems.
Right. Do you feel that some of those turnovers may be, some problems with the team chemistry and saying that this is a new role of players that you're surrounded by?
No, not at all. It don't have nothing to do with the team. It's more of an individual thing. That's something I have to fix, and that's something I will fix. As the season go on, and as I learn about my game a little more, figure out what works for me.
Thank you.
Chris, in your opinion, simple question, what is it like being a part of they talked about it in the media day that you're a rebuilding team. What is it like being a part of a rebuilding team?
Everybody's just trying to improve. Everybody's learning. It's a young team. You're gonna go through some droughts, and we have to find ways, as a group to build that chemistry and try to, fight through adversity. And I think that's gonna be the biggest thing with us this year. But as long as we go out there and compete, I think we'll be fine.
All right, so like we were saying, you can hear us trying to give it, and this kid, he handled the interview perfect, right?
He did.
You can tell he's trained. He went to, where did he go, Villanova or Providence?
He went to Providence.
Providence. Very, very good school. Not that other players, even though they aren't trained, like sometimes
Right.
you can tell like in Derrick Rose's first few years, he was not trained in the media. Now he's getting much better. But Chris Dunn answered the questions professionally. Although Fast Freddy did come hard at him.
He did.
And
He took it.
Other than that, I thought Anthony did a great job on his first official interview.
Thank you, sir.
And we're gonna do more. I like that because we can give you guys exactly what we do as well, so you can see the locker room situation. So,
Right.
like we said last episode, starting in December, we're gonna be on Xfinity TV in Chicago. We're actually working on suburban cable too. So if you have cable in Chicago, you can actually watch our shows starting from episode 1. And we're going to do like 4 shows a month so we can catch up to where we're at now. So by season 3, we'll be pretty much live on TV. And that's a huge thing. What else do we have?
We have, if you have an Android, go on the Spreaker app. That is the #1 podcast app for Android. Go out on there and download ECSports as well as iTunes.
Yes, iTunes always. Okay. For Anthony, we'll see you next week live. We love our live cast. We'll answer all your questions, like everything. We'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thank you.